means what it says. Good morning. Welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt. We've been working on our pop art series. We have a jewelry chest. We have 4 TV trays because what's more mid-century than TV trays? And look at our awesome boom stripes on the dressing table slash desk. I think this could be used for almost anything. I've got a little bit of touch up to go over on the top, and I think I will actually use some of the Rethunk Junk countertop clear to seal this up. That'll give it a high gloss finish. It'll give it a very durable finish. And yeah, we have some of that, so we might as well use it. Today, though, we're going to hop over here onto the end of our work table. And this is the last piece that we're going to do in this pop art series. It's just a picture frame, glass in the front, but I think if we turn it this way and we do our boom stripes and then we paint the outside of the frame, I think we're going to have a spectacular piece to go with our entire collection. So I'm going to move my little lights back. I have my coffee because coffee. And we will get started. We had a lot of activity in the studio over the weekend. Some great projects were completed here. So I'll lay this down, and I have my boom stripe marker and our, ooh, that's tough, and our T-square, which is kind of an L shape. Let me grab a pair of my favorite pair, by the way, my favorite vintage pair of needle nose pliers, and let's take this wire off. Boy, this joker's wired up here. I'm going to tip you down so you can see what we're doing. Say hello when you come in. I'll be able to see you today. We're back on the table so I can see. When I'm not working on the table and I'm sort of freestyling it, it's tough. Careful with the wires, the ends, they just poke. I have some newer wire that we'll put back on this. So I could just cut this off because this is very uncooperative. Great wiring job, whoever did it, but kind of tough to get along with. Let me solve this problem. We're going to rewire this anyway, so we don't need this on here. And we'll get the eye hooks out first. And it had a paper backing on it at one point in its life. It does not have that anymore. But when we get through and we put it back together, we'll make sure to use an acid-free paper to cover that back. That'll prevent damage to the images long term. And we've worked too hard to damage our images. Today we're going to do our boom stripes, and then we will use our mirror glass spray. I'm going to go ahead and take most of these staples out. They're crusty and not in good shape. And we can put some fresh staples in when we get this back together this afternoon. Anyway, fresh staples, good idea. There's 50,000 staples in this. It's kind of like the upholstery on the bench. You know what I called this the last piece? It's really not, though, is it? We still have to do the bench, Scott. Scotto came to join me for a few minutes this morning. Good morning, everybody. Love it when he comes in and hangs out with us in the studio, in the store. So if you were here the weekend, then you got to meet him. He's my muscle man. Well, you loaded furniture, didn't you? Makes you the muscle man. I know the muscle man. 50, and then there's an entire section with no staples. Who does that? We may even use a real piece of picture backing instead of, cardboard. Rip the rest of the paper off. Oh, somebody chewed up the frame right there. I guess that's where they were trying to staple it and didn't do a great job. And tried to staple it here and completely missed. Staples, staple guns are not easy to use. So I'm not judging whoever did this, not really, but maybe a little bit. Because this is not the way to do it. Once I get all 500 of these staples out of here, look at this. Oh, 2. That's bonus. I got them out at the same time, so I get extra points for that, don't I? Do I get points for this? Probably not. All right, cardboard's out. That's my sheet of paper underneath that glass. Dun, dun, dun. Staples are out. Probably not the best place to put that. Do you see my trash can over there? Because I'm going to need that for these 500 staples. Really, it's not that many. But it was more than I wanted to pull today. And there's another one. Let's get the tools out of the way. Now, let's go ahead and pop this glass out. No danger there. I just made Scott have a heart attack. I'm going to set the glass to the side for a few minutes. And we're going to go ahead. Let's get this done. Let's start right here. Not with the paper because this is useless with this frame. But let's get this frame prepped and painted right now. Because we might as well. Spray your project liberally. And when I say liberally, let's not drop that. I want to use that. When I say liberally, I mean just spray it. Don't skimp on the prep. Go ahead and use what you have, Just use it. It does a great job. But it's not going to do a great job if you're skimpy with it. You're not going to run out. I promise. Not unless you're like trying to paint the house. And don't paint the house with this. It gets expensive. Paint the front door, not the house. All right. It's a pretty little frame. It's not real special. And like I said, somebody chewed up a piece on the back side with a staple gun. And we'll go ahead and take that out. Because I don't care if we get paint on this table. But let's go ahead. I'll tip you a little bit more. Let's go ahead and make this midnight. No, I might use that. Oh, you're so sweet. Did I miss a spot? It's okay. By the time I get there, it'll be dry. Thank you, though. That's so sweet. The family that preps together stays together. Oh, there's a whole other saying. But we pray together too. So we've been together for how long? 10 minutes or more. Oh, he's a keeper, y'all. He is definitely a keeper. And a great father. So I hope y'all had a great Father's Day. I got to spend it with my man. So that made it awesome. We'll throw a coat of Midnight on here and then we'll set it over to dry. And we'll throw another coat on before we are finished completely. Might even come back in with some silver or pewter just for that absolute vintage finish that we're going for. super duper easy to cover. Oh, stuck my hand in wet paint. I knew that was going to happen today, so I'm glad I went ahead and got it out of the way. I did it the other day too. Left my fingerprints in my boom stripes. And what are boom stripes? Apparently, I'm calling it the wrong thing. There's a artistry graphic term for what I call boom stripes, and that's fine. If you're taking graphic arts and you've got the correct terminology, you use that. Inside these studio walls, they are boom stripes, and that makes me happy. So let's set this out of the way. Let me set it up here and see if I can get it to sit still. There we go. Nope. There we go. Now that I'm covered in black paint, let's get out the glass. Now I am going to lay down another piece of paper for the glass because I do not, I guess I could use the cardboard because it's the same size. I do not want the glass banging on the table or anything else. And since I am going to use a piece of metal to draw my lines, oh, we definitely don't want to break this piece of glass. It's thin. It's not that it'll cost me a lot of money to replace it, but it's just simply, I don't really like breaking glass. Some people it might not bother. It bothers me. So let's get the price tag off because that price just changed when we brought it in the studio. All right. And we need to clean this glass, and yes, we're going to clean it with the prep. So we're going to do both sides so that as we're boom striping it, it's clean. A little paper towel, a little scrubby. Yes, you can use Rethunk Junk paint on glass just the same way you use it on every other product that you paint. I love that about this paint. It does a job, and it does it really well. Now, because we're on glass, it looks pretty clean on this side. I am going to the edges. Yeah, those edges. The edges of a picture frame glass are always so dirty. So let's do that. Oh yeah, I totally missed those. But the edges are always so dirty. So dirty. I knew better. It's okay, got it. And something spilled right there, so I need to grab my razor blade. And that looks tough right there. Is it on this side? It is. Okay, it's off. Golly, it still looks dirty though, doesn't it? Let's clean the other side and see what that does. Maybe that's going to be our trick. Yeah, that's on the other side. Maybe you can't see that, but we can. And boy, I tell you what, that's dirty. All right. Glass over, prep on. Boy, that paper towel got dirty, didn't it? You wouldn't think a piece of glass would be that dirty. But it is. I'll use this for a quick minute, and then I'll get another one. But we'll go ahead and we'll do all the edges. Scrub. That one's done. That's a dirty piece of glass. Now, let's dry that off. Ooh, it's squeaky clean now. Oh, that's clean. Look at that. That's pretty. All right. We can do boom stripes now. Boom, boom. Oh, I'm so excited. This is going to look awesome. All right. I'm going to put the midnight away because we're not going to use it right this minute. Let me drop my paintbrush in with the 500 other paintbrushes we used on Saturday. Let's get out our boom stripe maker. If you weren't here for the boom stripes on the dressing table, it was really not hard to do. Here's how I started. I want a bigger circle than the tape this time. That empty container to your left hand, the plastic one. Up. Yeah, is that bigger than the tape? Just a little. I want a big old circle. Gotta have one. Because that's not going to be big enough right there. Bum, bum, bum. That is bigger. How about that one? Is that too big? I need something on the in-between. That's too small. This is too big. A circle. How hard could it be to find a circle in this studio because there's everything else in here? I think that's about the same size as this. You know what? I've got a metal bucket right here, and I think the metal buckets are the trick. Look straight back on that rack. Look. See, are there any metal buckets right back there? I just need one. I think this is great, but this is too big. Plus I don't want to get the marker on it. We just painted that. The girls did a great job. But if he brings me that bucket, I think that'll do the job. That's big enough. Sounds good too, doesn't it? He plays the drums. All right, now, when I did the boom stripes on the desk, I offset it a little bit, and it looks pretty cool. But I think to do the boom stripes on the mirror, it really just kind of needs to be centered, don't you think? Yeah. Let's make sure we're in the right place here. This is 23 inches, so 11 and a half. I think we're right on center. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be there, right? So we're going to go ahead and draw our circle all the way around the bucket, and boom, I'm through with that. So let's get some boom stripes started. We'll start right here. That's perfect. But there's no angle on that, and we need an angle for our boom stripes. And just like drawing some sun rays off of here, we're going to put the angled rays, and then we will put our stripes off of that. They do not have to be the same size or the same shape. Nothing about this has to be perfectly symmetrical, because if you remember, every time Adam West got smacked in the face, there was a boom or a pow somewhere in it, right? That's what we're going for here. Batman, boom, pow. Loved Batman. Hated to see him when he got smacked in the face. And then I'm going to draw some little ones right here. Because remember, when we're done, this section will be mirror glass spray. And the rest of it, boom stripes, straight, in a straight line. I love that. All right, now our regular boom stripes coming off of this. Because this is where our color will go. There we go. Now, I will tell you this. When you are painting on glass with Rethunk Junk paint, you will want to use a good brush. You'll want to do thin coats, and you'll want to make sure you plan on doing multiple coats. Here's why. Just like anything else that goes across glass, it will leave streaks if you do not give it a good finish. And by a good finish, I mean you start with a good brush. That good brush means everything when you're painting furniture. But if you do a glass piece and you don't have a good brush, you're going to see through it every time you look at it. And if you're working on a project, you're not going to be happy with the result, I promise. So make sure when you are painting on glass that you always use a good brush. Now, I'm going to try to take my own good advice today. My girls are not here this morning to wash brushes, so I'm hoping that I still have a really good brush to use that's clean, because Saturday we went through a lot of brushes. We had studio sessions on Friday. We had activities on Saturday. If you were here Saturday shopping, thank you so much for coming to shop with us and hang out. If you were here for studio sessions this week, we truly appreciate you. We had such a good time. Met a lot of people we've never met before. Saw a lot of old friends that we don't often get to see and talk to. So thank you. Thank you for being here with us. Scott was here. Ariel even came in on a Saturday. We had a good time. She's getting really good at the checkout. Thank you for supporting. We're trying to stay in business, y'all. The economy has not made that easy. That's going to look awesome. You can do the same thing if you want to paint a sunshine. I'm just painting boom stripes to match our Pop Art series of products. So I'm going to go ahead, first things first. I'm going to take our circle off because we don't need that anymore. Now I need to leave our stripes alone. So we have that definition with the paint. All right, that's nice and clean now. I like it. All right, that part's done. We'll clean it up some more with glass cleaner after we're completed. All right, let's get our run of colors out. We did, dun, dun, dun. We did our turquoise first. So we had turquoise, we had some of our coral crush, our olive green, then our ruby red, and our farmhouse navy. In there, we also put our bluebird and our rustic clay. And since we're doing the mirror, we're also going to need our marigold. If you've never used Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura, I highly recommend it. All right, let's see. Oh, you know what? We didn't use Farmhouse Navy, y'all. We used Harbor Night. Yes. Little bit more muted than Farmhouse. Glad I caught that. Really glad I caught that. Little bit more muted than Farmhouse, but still spectacularly beautiful. All right, here we go. Everybody ready for this? Let's get some good brushes out. And let's define those lines. Let's start right here at the top. I'm going to come down right beside that black line. So this is where we're going to be today. Come on over. Miss Cindy's coming to work again today. We're getting real close to finishing up her project. Matter of fact, I need to run the drill on her project before she gets here today. Boom! There's our turquoise. That's looking so good. Turquoise, then coral crush, olive green, ruby red, farmhouse, nope, harbor night, and then turquoise. Oh, you know what? We didn't accommodate for. Dang, I didn't accommodate for the the marigold or the bluebird. I didn't include those. I need one more space if I'm going to do that. What have I done? Tell you what I can do. Wipe that right there. Set that down. We'll make accommodation for it. We've got this. Might be out of order. It's okay. We've got this. Who made the rules? Nobody. When there's no rules to your creativity, you do it how you like. I'm particular about symmetry, so it's really only me that's going to be bothered by it. Okay. Turquoise, Coral Crush, Olive, Ruby Red, Harbor Night. I can make another stripe here and another stripe there, and we can accommodate customers. So glad Scotty Boy's here. He's so helpful. Here we go. We made room for it. We made room for it. I was just trying to get all the way around the clock with the colors. So now we've got room for the bluebird and the rustic clay in here. Bluebird and rustic clay. I didn't make any room for marigold. Coral Crush. And then olive. And then we can throw our bluebird in here. And then our ruby red. And then our harbor night. And then, yep, we've got enough room. We've got enough room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need one more stripe, y'all. We need one more stripe. Let's go around the circle one time. One time without messing it up. Because if I need another color, I better do it right now. If I need another line for color, let's do it right now. Let's just go ahead and do it right now. Put it right here. There we go. Done. Done. Get another brush. And put another color in. Now, after we spray the mirror glass spray on this, and it dries really well, we'll go over the back of the glass with our midnight. That way it fills in any dead spots, but it will also give us reinforcement on the mirror glass spray. So if you've never used mirror glass spray before, just know that you should go over the back of your created mirror so that you have the emphasis, the backdrop, the reinforcement, and it richens the mirror finish. There you go. There we go. Love that color combination. All right, so there's our Coral Crush. Let's hit our Olive, which is a totally awesome color. This is made with Midnight and Marigold. Isn't that crazy? Midnight and Marigold gave us this awesome olive finish. There we go. Y'all come on in. We have company in the store. And if you come in the studio when you come to visit, we're not going to put you to work. We're not going to put you to work. They are welcome to hop in and take a look at our pop art collection because it's good stuff. Look at that. All right. One good coat of all the colors. That looks good. That looks good. All right, we'll set that to the side. Now let's get our bluebird in next. This, y'all, this is why we use so many paintbrushes. It is unavoidable and it's okay. We have the paintbrushes to use and we have soap and water to clean them. And fortunately for us, Rethunk Junk Paint is a soap and water cleanup. It's a water-based paint. Water-based acrylic to be specific. Why is it called resin paint? So glad you asked. Because it has a resin infusion, a resin additive, if you will, which makes it extraordinarily durable. So much more durable than regular craft paints because craft paints are made for crafts and Rethunk Junk Paint is made for furniture and cabinets and crafts and things. Now, I have a lot of people tell me it's too expensive to use for crafting, but if you're doing a lot of production work, those little bitty 2-ounce bottles don't have a tendency to last you a real long time. Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura lasts a long time. And really all you have to do to make it good again is just keep it shaken up. If it starts to thicken, because it's water-based, all you have to do is add water. And you're good again. All right, I am loving this. There's our bluebird. So what comes after olive? Our barn door. We were going to use ruby red when we started. It was a little too bright. We wanted the muted vintage tones, and we got that with our barn door, and it has done a great job. I did have to add some water to it because it had gotten a little bit thick. I love this. And I don't know who else this project series has brought joy to, but I'll tell you, I'll tell you, it has brought me a lot of joy because I love to work with color. And this has taken us back to our days when comic books were a thing. Not because they were so collectible, even then we knew they were collectible, but because getting the latest copy of a comic book was just joyful. You either rode your bike to the store to pick one up, or if you were lucky enough, you had a subscription and you got it in the mail. Might have been the only mail you got, but you got it. And then you could share with your friends. But you always got to take that book home with you. Unless you traded it for something of more value. Like a ding dong or a Twinkie. Sometimes those were greater value. All right, let's put our rustic clay. No, let's put our marigold in next. We're going to have open paint all over the table. I am totally okay with that. "15 paintbrushes later. We're going to have a great finish on this product, on this whole project. We're going to do the bench. Today I'm going to cut the lumber. Ooh, that's wavy. There we go. We'll straight line that, just like that. Then we'll brush that excess out so that we don't have a lump of paint. We can go over that black line again, but if we have a lump of paint, we can't take it off. All right, back over it again. Your yellow, your lighter colors are going to show more. There we go. So I'm going to brush that out a little bit smoother. We'll cover it on the next go round. But we want to make sure we don't have any lumps or ridges. There we go. Plus, your brush strokes on these colors really accentuate your striping, especially since we're going to spray over the whole thing with mirror glass spray and then blacken the back of it so that it really shows up. It'll really show up when you're finished. I love making a mirror. All right, let's go ahead. Let's throw our rustic clay in here. Nice little small spot. And then the only color left is our Harbor Night, and we will have gotten all of the colors put together. And we can just continue around that clock and make sure we've got room for all of our colors, at least 2 stripes of each. And we'll be able to balance it so that as we go around, as we match our colors to the blocks, if we need more boom stripes, all we've got to do is break out that T-square. And we're back. I've learned not to touch that telephone. And I don't know how it comes in when Do Not Disturb is on, but apparently Do Not Disturb just doesn't even work. I will call you back. Promise. When I'm done here. There we go. All right. Doing good things here. Let's grab our Harbor Night. And dun, dun, dun. Love this color. I want this brush, not that one. So grab all the paintbrushes that you have in your arsenal. Grab 10 or 12 colors of paint. Do the thing. There we go, all the way down in the corner. Hello. I am. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. Oh my goodness, I've been here a long time. Oh, you know what? I heard you tell them that. So the live video is actually on the project, not on the people. They are welcome to come see our pop art collection, though. This is going to be a great mirror. All right, and I'm going to have to go because business calls, and I know my sweet husband has a direction he needs to get headed in to start the week, and I know I have a lot of work to do before Miss Cindy gets here. So I've got to break out the power tools, but here we go with our pop art mirror that can be hung on the wall over that desk dressing table or somewhere else in the room. This is going to be so cool, y'all. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here with me. I will keep working as I can today, which means, yeah, you know I'm going to be in here longer than I really should be. And some of the paperwork might not get done. But it is 10 o'clock Eastern Time in Florence, South Carolina, and I have miles to go before I sleep. And I'll take every one of those steps today with gratitude. Because who gets to do this, y'all? I do, and I'm so thankful. I'm very thankful for you joining me each and every morning that we do our tutorials. Thank you for your encouragement and your support, even when my projects might not be your cup of tea. But you know what? You can do this with any of your colors, any of your styles. You can do this too. And if you are local or regional and you'd like to come in the studio and do a specific project or learn a specific thing, come on. Let me know when. Today is Miss Cindy's day, so we're going to spend some time with her. She is working on her seashell lamp, and it was her vision and her seashells, and we are building something that didn't exist. And that, my friends, is a lot of fun. So if you have a vision and you need some guidance, I am right here for you. Even if you're not local, you know, we have the ability to do a private class virtually. So keep that in mind. It's not easy. You'll have to make sure you have all your supplies before we get started, but it is doable. And see, my problem right now is that I'm going to be obsessed with these stripes and I'm not going to leave the studio. But I have to. He has to go. He's got to go across town. This is something I know. But now I just want to see this through. I will get the lumber cut for the bench, and we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. This is going to look so cool. Can you imagine waking up in the morning, checking your look in a mirror that looks like this? That's going to be a real thing. I'm so glad you joined me today. Thank you. I'm Diane Pruitt We're in the studio at Two Girls Treasure. We have things to do in the store, and we'll be back in the studio this afternoon with Miss Cindy, not on a live. Make sure you like and subscribe, share if you're so inclined. I appreciate that greatly. We are getting really close to our goal with YouTube. We need to hit a certain number of subscribers, and YouTube will help us pay for all of this time we spend with you. We also put our static pictures, our finished images, or our in progress images on our Facebook page. So make sure you hop over there, give us a like, follow us, and share there as well. If you're so inclined, we'd appreciate it. Y'all have a beautiful day. I will see you right back here tomorrow for more studio sessions. Bye, y'all.